Welcome back to 3 Shoe 1. Make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell, and smash that like button. Now let's get into the video. Today we're taking a look at the MSCHF TAP3 in the black colorway. Looking at the box, we can see immediately that MSCHF is really trying to troll with Nike in terms of basically copying their designs, but covering up everything with MSCHF logos and tape. On the top, we can see where the Nike logo and swoosh should be, but instead there's a MSCHF logo and part of a swoosh covered up by some MSCHF tape. Again, on the back and front side, we can see where the Nike logo and swoosh should be, but instead more MSCHF branding covered by that tape. On this side, we can see where the Nike barcode should be, but again, it's covered by MSCHF tape. Inside the box, we can see some white tissue paper with some MSCHF branding. A cool extra addition to this shoe is that it comes with some yellow MSCHF branded tape with red text that we will see repeated on the shoe later. Finally, for the box, we can see this custom MSCHF box label, which tells us some more information about the shoe. These released on March 23rd, 2022 for retail price of $220, which is a little pricey in my opinion, but that's typical for the MSCHF brand. Before we get into the shoe, make sure to check out our other review of the MSCHF Lil Nas X Air Maxes after this video. Now let's get into the shoe. Getting into the shoe, all I can really do is just laugh from this funky design of this Nike Air Force with a MSCHF twist. It kind of looks like a murder scene type tape based after the bloodshed with the Satan Air Maxes and all those lawsuits. The shoe is actually not a custom, but it is considered a ground up build, meaning it's not exactly a Nike Air Force 1, and we will see why later. This shoe is kind of a haha we can do this from the MSCHF brand, and they used a kind of safer approach to using Nike shoes, as again it isn't a custom but a ground up build. Now, looking at the shoe, on the side we can see that the shoe is primarily made in this black color, as we can see on the upper, in which it is entirely made of this black leather. There's no Nike swoosh in the middle at all, which isn't really surprising, but where it would be, there's some of that yellow MSCHF tape. On the midsole, we can see it is entirely made with black rubber, and towards the heel, as MSCHF couldn't put the word air like Nike usually does, they just put another MSCHF logo. Moving on to the front, we can see more of that same black coloring with the thin black laces. On the toe box, there's more MSCHF tape covering up the perforations, which can kind of be seen. On the top of the tongue, we can see there are 3 red exclamation points on top of a yellow background, which is another piece of MSCHF branding on the shoe. Now, moving on to the back of the shoe, we can see it is entirely in yet again that same black leather. Where the words Nike Air usually are, it is covered up yet again by some MSCHF tape seen all throughout the shoe. Next, we can swing over to the outsole and see it's actually not the basic Air Force 1 tracking, but this weird swirly tracking all in a black rubber. This is actually the only part of the shoe that isn't covered with the tape or any MSCHF branding. Moving on to the inside of the shoe, we can see the inside material is solid black, which matches the rest of the shoe. Printed on the insole is this cool custom MSCHF insole with a yellow MSCHF tape and MSCHF exclamation points all on top of a red background. Stay tuned later in this video for reselling information and where I think this shoe is going in the future. Now looking at the shoe on foot, I'm a size 11 and I bought a size 11, but as you can see, these are really large on me, so I strongly suggest getting at least a half size down. And like usual, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, as I will now be moving on to some reselling advice. Now let's take a look at the resale for the MSCHF TAP3 in the black colorway. First, we're going to take a look at how the MSCHF TAP3 black resale has been doing, and then I will compare the shoe to the Lil Nas X and MSCHF collab, and then finally I'm going to compare the shoe to the Jesus shoes that was also made by the MSCHF brand. Taking a look at the MSCHF TAP3 in the black colorway, which just dropped on March 23rd of this year, we can see that prior to release, prices went from $700 to around $270. Ever since they released, they've been resting at $200 to $175. These haven't been out too long, so let's compare the shoe to some other MSCHF and Nike collabs to get a better idea of where resale prices are headed. Taking a look at the MSCHF collab with Lil Nas X in the custom Satan Nike Air Max 97s, which dropped in the end of March in 2021, these shoes were removed from StockX by Nike during their lawsuit with MSCHF, so we can really only see prices on eBay, which don't really show the trend of the resale value. Currently on eBay, prices are listed from anywhere around $450, $1,500, and even all the way up to $3,500. As these retailed for $1,000, we can take a look at the other MSCHF drop that followed the same retail price. Lastly, taking a look at the Nike Air Max 97 in the Jesus colorway, which dropped in the beginning of October of 2018. As these also were removed from StockX by Nike during their lawsuit with MSCHF, again we can really only see prices on eBay. Like the Lil Nas X collab, prices for this shoe fluctuate between $1,500 and again all the way up to $3,000, But on eBay, people can really list them up to whatever they want. MSCHF created a new app just for releasing shoes called the MSCHF Sneakers app. As they are obviously going to be releasing more shoes, early MSCHF pairs like the TAP3 shoes, as they are only the third MSCHF shoe release of all time, can go up in value over time. The Lil Nas X collab and the Jesus shoes are kind of hard to tell if they have increased in value, but they are definitely not dropping below the $1,000 retail price, which is a good sign. With all this being said, I recommend buying these to hold because they don't have the crazy thousands of dollar resale prices on these, and like I said, if MSCHF decides to release a lot more shoes, then pairs like this could very likely go up in value.